And there's a fee for it being a nighttime service, and there's just every single fee that you can think of.
Jessica's insurance only covered less than half of the helicopter bill, leaving her on the hook for more than $57,000.
The only world that makes sense is the world of corrupt capitalism with no price controls, with zero government regulations, and where corporations could do whatever the fuck they want to basically economically terrorize people.
Hey, it's Jordan with Status Coup.
This is Ashley with Status Coup.
On the ground.
In Philadelphia.
Flint, Michigan. East Palestine, Ohio. Please support the leading independent news outlet on the ground,
covering what the corporate media covers up.
Hey, it's Jordan with Status Coup. This is one of the wildest, most disgusting, vile, and revealing stories I've seen in a while, although not shocking at all. And I wanted to tell it to you because a lot of people think our emerging mixed bowl of crises in America have somehow gotten so much worse under Trump, and they have, but we already had a crisis before Trump. It was called capitalism. It was called government corruption, and it was called the predatory for-profit health insurance industry. I'm going to play almost all of this video, credit to ABC7 in the San Francisco, California area. Hopefully they don't ding me with a copyright, but I'm crediting them because this is just a great report from them. A mother, there was an accident in her home and her child was accidentally burned severely. So obviously she took him to the hospital. He had severe burn. She had health insurance. Wait till you see how much her bill was to basically treat her third-degree burn child. I'm going to play most of it and then give you my thoughts after.
Seeing your baby in so much pain was just like the worst feeling as a mom.
Jessica Farwell is describing frantic moments from October 2022. A rice cooker fell off her kitchen counter, severely burning her 6-month-old son, Brody.
The water just made his skin instantly bubbled up. I was just like, is his face going to start bubbling? Is the skin going to start peeling off?
Panicked, Jessica rushed Brody to the Sutter Antioch emergency room.
But they gave him fentanyl through his nose for the pain because he was just screaming. And they said that they didn't have a burn unit, so they were calling an ambulance. But, it was the end of COVID, so there was no ambulances available, and there wasn't going to be an ambulance for 7 hours.
She says doctors deemed it medically necessary to transfer Brody to Shriners Children's Hospital in Sacramento. Instead of waiting 7 hours for an ambulance, Jessica asked if she could drive.
I said, no, I'm sorry, you can't. I can't let you leave with him. I already called the helicopter. They're on their way. He basically told me there was nothing I could do. I had to go on the helicopter.
A 15-minute helicopter ride that cost nearly $90,000. She says doctors assured her she would not get the bill because the hospital was requesting it and she had insurance.
Sound familiar? You've been told you won't get billed. You've been told this is medically necessary. Don't worry about it. We'll deal with the insurance. You won't pay a penny. Through no fault of her, this was years ago during the worst of COVID. No ambulances were available. So, it's a far ride to this specialist burn unit. So we're going to have to helicopter you. I mean, what's a mother to do? Your child has a third-degree burn. He's hysterical, crying in pain. You're going to part the ocean to get him treatment. So she said yes. They get on the helicopter. She's told, you're covered. Let's continue.
I was just absolutely terrified. I don't like to fly. So I just, I'm breaking down. He's screaming. It was just awful.
Upon arriving on the helipad, she fell into another trap, a required ambulance ride to get to the hospital entrance, which was only 0.3 miles away.
You literally can walk across the street to the hospital quicker than that ambulance could have got us there. And they charged me $10,200.
This look says it all.
In no world does a 0.3-mile drive seem like it should add up to a $10,000 bill.
Brody's second-degree burns were treated, and he was discharged the next day. But a couple months later, Jessica faced another battle. Bills amounting to more than $100,000 for the 15-minute helicopter ride and the 0.3-mile ambulance ride.
I just couldn't believe my eyes. We got hit with a $600 waiting fee. And there's a fee for it being a nighttime service. And there's just every single fee that you can think of.
Despite what she says doctors promised her, Jessica's insurance only covered less than half of the helicopter bill, leaving her on the hook for more than $57,000. And only a fraction of the ambulance bill was covered.
Second-degree burns, I stand corrected. Still pretty horrible for a young newborn. So, to be clear, 0.3 mile ambulance ride, $10,000. The only world that makes sense is the world of corrupt capitalism with no price controls, with zero government regulations, and where corporations could do whatever the fuck they want to basically economically terrorize people. That's why I don't even like the term gentrification and economic inequality. It's terrorism. People are being terrorized by the capitalist system. In this case, could have been a life or death emergency. You don't want to screw around with second-degree burns on a young child. You got over a $10,000 ambulance ride to go less than half a mile. $90,000 helicopter ride. All of this stuff in most other civilized countries who value humanity first over unfettered greed and capitalism would be low cost or wouldn't cost anything. Let's continue.
Leaving her responsible for more than $7,300.
What am I supposed to do?
All of this unfolding shortly after she quit her job to help care for her children.
I've got the hospital, I've called my insurance, I've called the ambulance companies numerous times, and it's been 3 years. And then they wouldn't listen to me, wouldn't talk to me even. They just keep giving me the runaround.
Then came constant calls from collection companies.
Who can help? So I Googled investigative reporters, and ABC7 on your side came up. And
that's when she called us. Our team reached out to all the parties involved, and the helicopter company waived the $57,000 bill.
They called and they said, we're closing your account. It's done. We will never bill you again.
A huge weight lifted.
I don't know what you guys did or how you did it. It just blows my mind that I've been working at this for 3 years and did not chip away at it at all. And within a couple of days, you had people from the insurance company and the hospitals actually trying to help. And I can't tell you how great that feels.
Now, we're happy to report Jessica's $10,000 ambulance bill also just got dropped following our request. So in total, the $100,000 trip to the ER has been waived. But the most frustrating part of
like a fart in the wind, all the should be illegal charges against this poor mother waived. Charges that were just made out of thin air in the first place because journalists actually doing their job, and she got lucky because there's a whole lot of people, including you watching, who have reached out to media outlets. I get a lot of inquiries from viewers. I'm sure you've reached out to other news outlets based on certain needs you have, emergencies, desperation, and you're just in a pile. She got lucky. She reached out to the local ABC7. Credit to them for this story. And they took it upon themselves to reach out to the insurance company and the ambulance company. I want to read to you what the media outlet was told by Blue Cross Blue Shield, another predatory for-profit murderous health insurance company, anchored in Michigan, by the way. Governor Gretchen Whitmer's data used to be the big chief over there. She got a whole lot of money from Blue Cross Blue Shield, but that's neither here or there because it kind of tells you everything you need to know about this scam of a system we have. Ambulance company Pro Transport One told KGO TV that they felt the issue still 100% lies with the insurance company simply deciding to pass part of the bill to the patient. We will accept their partial payment and no longer seek the remaining balance of the bill for our services. When KGO TV reached out to Blue Cross Blue Shield, the insurer said it could not answer specific questions about Farwell's case. Oh, we don't know. We'll have to look that up. Quote, we are committed to increasing access to safe, appropriate, and effective healthcare based on the best available information and research and in accordance with a member's benefit plan. Kind of sounds like you remember the head of United Health Group after their CEO was murdered, did that whole nauseating video saying, we are the guardians of safe and necessary care because we decide what's necessary. Literally a mother to try and get her kid, young kid, out of excruciating pain from a burn, second-degree burn, was billed $100,000 for no other reason other than we have a fucked up, should be illegal system, and she was able to get it completely waived because there was no actual need for the bill. It was all greed. This is how the mafia works. How you have, massive inflation of costs. You have simple, jobs for construction or whatever it is, suddenly go into the six figures, if not more. Yet it's legal. And credit to the local ABC in San Francisco, but maybe we should go a step further. How about we reach out to the politicians that represent this woman, Republicans and Democrats, and check into their donations from Blue Cross Blue Shield. Check into their donations from other health insurance companies. And perhaps ask them, maybe we need to move to a universal single payer system. Or are we going to continue this lie that was perpetrated by the corporate media and the Democratic Party in both the 2016 and the 2020 primary that, oh no, people desperately want to cling on. They hold sacred the choice, having the choice of their private health insurance. And by the way, for every one woman like this, seems like a great mother, there are thousands and thousands and thousands and thousands who don't get a response from a media outlet, who don't get a response from a politician, who go on a merry-go-round, an endless wheel on the phone with insurance companies or ambulance companies and end up having to max out their credit card or, borrow money against money or do GoFundMes to try and pay half of the bill. And then their credit rating goes to shit because they're not able to pay these exorbitant fees. So this woman is a complete exception to the corrupt rule in America. Something's got to be done about this. I understand that the media, rightly so, want to focus on, the never-ending crisis that Trump is flooding the zone with. Now, sticking the National Guard and the military in D.C., hinting that he's going to send them to New York City, Chicago next. It's all for show. It's all nonsense. Obviously, the ICE Gestapo and the spread of these insane ICE torture camps like Alligator Alcatraz, which we've been leading the charge on covering. So we're trying to cover it all, but let's not take our eye off the ball. The pre-Trump status quo was also a crisis, is a crisis. And this cannot stand. We need to do something about this. Just like public sentiment is fortunately changing as far as, Israel and their genocide against Gaza, the occupation, to the point now where even Democrats are having to pivot closer to where the public is. We need to apply more pressure. We cannot let there was a short period of time after the murder of United Healthcare CEO where the media was covering it. Obviously, they were trying to focus on Mangione more, but there was more coverage on the masses are outraged. Left, right, doesn't matter with this for-profit scam. These stories are happening every day. I get email after email after email from viewers about their healthcare horror story. And I'd like to look into all of them. I just don't have the bandwidth. We don't have the resources to do that. Try to cover as many as I can. But this is a crisis. This is a scam. And this is how you're going to get, I'm not condoning it, but this is how you're going to get more violence in America. Because not just the health insurance companies doing this. You have predatory banks with predatory loans. Wells Fargo has scammed people to no end year after year after year. They continually get slap on the wrist, pay a fine, settlement. That's it. We'll continue to cover the predatory, murderous, for-profit health insurance industry. Please support us as a paying member for as low as $5 a month. StatusCoup.com/join.